Yo, my people. Your boy Gains is back with another video, and this time we're doing a little something different. We're going to be ranking every single Yakuza game, or like a Dragon, or Ryoga Gotoku, whatever you call it, whatever region you're from. We're going through the entire list today, and I've been wanting to do this video for a minute. You know, this is my favorite game series, and they have so many titles. Look at this. And we're also going to include PSP ones, the online game. They had a little arcade game that came out, and of course, Judgment. Those games are included with the list. And let's get right into it, man. We're going to start off with the OG Yakuza. We're starting with the OG Yakuza. That was on PS2. My first time playing it was like 2006, I think, when it came out in the West, 2005. And I'm talking about the original OG English cast version. So if you guys remember, that game had the most funniest cast and dialogue. Every sentence was a curse word. It was so funny, but they had all-star cast. They had Mark Hamill, Michael Rosenbaum. I think Michael Madsen was in it. Yeah, Michael Madsen was in it. It was, bro, I'm telling you, they had an all-star cast. And, you know, the gameplay back then was a little different. Not top down, but like a very fixed camera angle when you're roaming the streets of Kamurocho. So you didn't really get that whole, 3D camera movements that people are familiar with. It's an introduction to the series for me. This list might be very biased, but I'm going to try to be fair, Let's see. Just because of the nostalgic and, it introducing me to the series, I got to give it an A. Now, Yakuza 2, this was a great game. This takes us to Dotonbori along with Kamurocho. You're introduced to one of the beast characters of the series, Ryuji Goda. That story, the final boss fight, it was so top notch. It was great. They had some funny side quest missions. This one I'm gonna give an A, man. I'm gonna give Yakuza 2 an A. Definitely picking up the momentum that the first game brought. Great memories with Yakuza 2. Great memories. Still got the game with the original receipt from like 2007 type shit. Next we have Kenzin, which if you are familiar with, was never released in the East. So if you were playing this game, you had to import it from Japan, and that's exactly what I did. So this is a spot in New York, Video Games New York. I actually copped it there. They had it. It was like $65 back in the day. It was still expensive, but unfortunately, I did not beat that game. I was actually going side by side with a video tutorial with the English voices just to understand the story on YouTube. So I had the video up and I was playing the game while the cutscenes were going on. So I just felt like I was wasting so much time with that, but I really wanted to know the story. And yeah, man, I unfortunately did not beat the game. So if I had to rate it for what I played so far back then, I would say it was like a C. Now, that's me being fair to what I played. I didn't finish the entire game, so it could have been higher, could have been lower, but from what I played, I'll give it a C. Next, we have Yakuza 3, which was the first entry of the series for the PS3 in the West. That game was alright. I think they were trying to find their identity still with, being in a new generation of games and consoles. So yeah, the game was alright. Story mode was cool. I don't know, man. Yakuza 3, I'm gonna have to give a C as well. Just because, yeah, it was alright. It was an alright game. I felt like it did introduce the new movements where, you can control the cameras, 360-degree angles with the cameras. It's not a fixed camera angle. The combat was definitely better. You had all the cool special moves, so definitely a plus on that end. Yakuza 4, this one introduces you to 3 other characters. It was Akiyama, that cop dude, and who was homeboy, Saejima, of course. So you're introduced to those 4 characters, and I definitely like Yakuza 4. It was a cool game. That was my first platinum of the series. It was easy. And if you guys play Yakuza, you know these platinums are not easy. They got you playing Mahjong and all these other crap. So this one was a little easy. I'm gonna give Yakuza 4 a B. I fucked with that. Next we have the PSP John. Now I'm gonna Yakuza PSP. I never played this game. It looks so fun, but I never really had a PSP to play it back when it came out. So this is the game we're talking about right here. Kuroryu Yakuza Ryuga Gotoku Shinshu. I hope I'm saying that right, but the game looked cool. Definitely looked cool. It's just unfortunate that, you know, this character never made it to the main titles. So we're going to skip over this one. And we're going to skip over this one, a sequel to that PSP game, because I did not play those. If you guys did play it and you highly recommend it, let me know, and I'll cop it, and I'll cop a PSP. Now, next what we have is Dead Souls. Now, this shit is funny. Dead Souls was dead ass Yakuza Resident Evil 4. You're running around with big ass guns and you're shooting zombies. That shit was crazy. I know the critics hated it. They thought it was whack. I thought it was all right for what it was, you know. But I'll give it a D. Pause. I think that game was you know. It wasn't bad. It was fun for what it was. Now, next what we have is Yakuza 1 and 2 HD edition. I'm trying to remember if I actually played it. I think I did, but it's pretty much the first two games. In HD. There was a couple elements of the game that wasn't very similar to the original, and I know they got some feedback on that. So if I had to put it somewhere, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a B just because it wasn't the same feeling, you know, playing the originals. So I'll give that a B. Okay, now we're picking it up. Yakuza 5. This game, all right, so this is a funny story, Yakuza 5. I consider this one of the best Yakuza games out there just because of the story and how emotionally invested I was with Kiryu's story during this game. It was so emotional, I'm telling you. It was such a crazy experience playing that game. And yeah, the thing with Yakuza 5 is very, very slow pace. Very slow pace. Start off with Kiryu, and you think things are going to pick up because you're playing with Kiryu, but it just slows down because then you're playing with Saejima, and Saejima is in prison, his whole prison arc, and then he's in the woods, and it's snowing, and he's killing bears. It's crazy. And then after that, you're playing with Haruka, and it was just weird pacing. Overall, they did introduce a new character. He's like a baseball player, and you're also playing as Akiyama. I think for what it was, story mode, combat, and just them expanding on what Yakuza is and introducing new characters, new locations, I think that was great. And yeah, just because of that, A 100%. Damn, low key is like between A and S. I don't know, man. Just because of how emotionally attached I was to that story, I'll give it A. So next we have Ishin, the original version, which I did not play, but on the list there's Ishin that came out in the West, so I guess it'll be kind of the same. So I'm gonna skip over that and just wait till we get to that a little later on in the list. Now, Yakuza 0, the game that changed it all for RGG Studios, a prequel to all the other games, and they really refined the combat. Story was great, and you get to see Majima and Kiryu back when they were younger and like how they got into Yakuza stuff. It was a pretty great game, one of my favorites indeed. Gonna give that. Should I give it an S? Yeah. Yakuza 0. I give it an S rating, 100%. Now, next we have Yakuza Kiwami, which is a remaster. I would say remake because it's not exactly the same as the original. So it's a remake of Yakuza 1. And what can I say? That game was amazing. It was great. They executed the combat. Everything was identical to the original in terms of story elements. They added extra side quests. That's definitely an A rank. Now, Yakuza 6 introduced a new dragon engine, which was a little different in pacing. I feel like the characters had more of a rad dog effect, and it was great story mode wise, just because of Kiryu's. If you're very invested in Kiryu's character and where his story progresses, this game kind of was like the end of it all in a sense. But Yakuza 6, I'm gonna give an A. Now, Yakuza Kiwami 2. Now, Yakuza 2 was one of my faves for sure. Kiwami 2 was just excellent. They did use the engine that Yakuza 6 used and not the engine that they used for Yakuza 0. So it's a little different, but just that story. Yakuza 2's story is amazing. It's just top to bottom incredible. And the ending fight scene with that theme song, oh my God, incredible. That's definitely an S rank. Next, we have Yakuza 3 Remake. I did not play, but if it's anything like Yakuza 3, probably be like a C, B-ish. Yakuza Online, I did not play. I did hear good things about that game, but did not play that. We're going to Judgment, which does not tie into Kiryu's story at all, but it is in the same universe. And Judgment just, it takes what Yakuza is known for in terms of combat, storytelling, and just adds it into a different light. Detective Yagami was great. I definitely loved this game. It was a great change of pace, and just still being within that same universe, but with a different character, different storytelling. It was great. That's an A. Judgment is an A. Now we have more remasters. Yakuza 4 remaster. Nope. Yakuza 5 remaster did play. That's an A. That's an A. Put this shit up here, man. Yakuza 5 remaster, you're playing that shit on 60 frames. It was couldn't get better than that, man. Now, okay, we're getting somewhere. Like a Dragon. So when this game was first announced and they announced that they were going to go a different route, not just with the character. You're not playing Kiryu. You're playing Ichiban. And they decided to go take a turn-based strategy route, right? I was like, yo, what are y'all doing? For me, when I first heard this, it was the end of my, journey playing this series. But a couple years later, I gave it a shot. And let's just say, top tier. Ichiban is an annoying character, but top tier gameplay. It's really crazy how they went a whole different route with the turn-based and executed it almost perfectly. It was such a great experience, fun game. That's going to be S. No, bugging. That's going to be an A. That's going to be an A. Now, Street of Kamurocho is very similar to Street of Rage, but I did not play this game, unfortunately, man. I did hear great things about it. I might have to try that out. I know it's probably like free download somewhere. Now, what's this? I think that's that Judgment DLC. I don't know. But now we're here with Lost Judgment, the sequel to Judgment, and this game was top tier. It was so good. The story, I'm telling you guys, the story for this game was incredible. It was so well told and emotional. Man. And the fact that you could skateboard around the place and he doesn't have to run everywhere, combat was incredible, just fluid, incredible story, incredible characters. The villain was top tier. Emotional roller coaster, bro. I'm telling you. S tier. 100%. Now we're going back in time, way back in time to like the 1800s. It's Yakuza and Samurai era, which was pretty dope. I actually almost 100%ed it, but those randomly generated items that you have to pick up to get the 100% of all item collection was kind of stupid. I hate when they do that. But you're playing Ryoma Sakamoto, which was an actual figure back in the day, and the story was great. It was great. Yakuza plus Samurais. It was a fire ass game. I had so much fun with it. They had guns, different styles. It was really fun. I'm gonna give that a B. And now we are here with the final two games. The Man Who Erased His Name and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. These two games were damn near perfect. The Man Who Erased His Name, they categorize this game as a side, like a DLC kind of title, not a full title, but it has elements that just makes it feel like it's a full title. The story is incredible. You get to see what Kiryu was doing, on the side after he faked his death in Yakuza 6. So, yeah, and if you guys did play that, the ending, man, the ending will have a grown man crying. No lie. The Man Who Erased His Name is S tier. I'm giving that S tier. And then, of course, we have Infinite Wealth. Finished playing this game a couple months ago, 100% it. Man, incredible how RGG Studios was able to take this turn-based strategy, gameplay and refine it, make so many positive changes to it, and just made it an entirely fun game. It is crazy how you can take a beat-em-up game, make it into a turn-based strategy, and, you did great on it. You didn't mess up. Infinite Wealth was great. Amazing storytelling. The Hawaii map was huge Hawaii map. Ichiban's still annoying as hell. They introduced a lot of characters, new characters that are cool. Some of them are also annoying. But overall, his story and how it meshes up with Kiryu's story, it was great. Long game. It was such a long game. And if you're going for the 100% all trophies, you're going to be putting at least 70 hours into that game. S tier for sure. Man, definitely had to get to these PSP games one day. And Street of Kamurocho, definitely have to check that out. But yeah, guys, this is my list. You can see some biasness going in here, but I honestly think that they did not make any bad games since the inception of Yakuza. We can discuss that Dead Souls is a bad game, but to each his own. I think it was fairly average at best. But yeah, Infinite Wealth, Zero, Gaiden, Lost Judgment, and Yakuza 2 Kiwami. Those are my S tiers. And honestly, I'm telling you, Yakuza 5 is like... So the reason I can't give it an S is because I played it once. I did one entire playthrough, complete, but I never went back to, do the side quests, side missions, all the extra activities. So I didn't really give it a fair shot. So I think that's what I'm going to do with the remake. Not the remake, the remaster. Probably get back to that if I have the time. And from there on, I'll be able to see if it's an actual S. But from storytelling perspective, I think it was a great game. And definitely S caliber, but we're going to put it at an A just because I didn't give it enough time outside of just the main story. So, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you fuck with the list, if you think I'm being a little too generous with some of the games, if I'm tripping out with the recent announcement of this Majima pirate game coming out. Who knows where that could be on a list, I think I would give that, just from what I saw, it has potential to be a B, but anything can change, man, I came into Like a Dragon thinking it was going to be trash, but there it is on the A list, It's kind of crazy. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys have different opinions. Until next time, man, it's your boy Gains. I'll see ya.